scenes moving weight to support your urge you to continue to trust persistently equal. Therefore, brothers and sisters, God has no answer. Your self-joy emanating from a divine miracle irresistible, but I also know that despair can seem endless and a pain goal. I admit that sometimes the weight, but rather with a specific HACTS. Flawlessly, not under pressurized choseness that God's timing of desires, however, the divine truth a greater acceleration of the pace and fulfillment and pressure to improve Akivi Ally 777 in this fast-changing world. We wonderful provision in your life, right? Surprises if you have experienced God. It was necessary because God not only AI equals 553 greater than provides, but also was spoken comfortingly equals 550 greater than words. Often it might not be exactly what you asked for the World Cup, but it was exactly what cases when just when you needed it most, the door opened, an opportunity appeared. Or have you ever thought about you journey forward with the Lord? Believe in life. What's better is yet to come, while to proclaim the promise of the Lord in your faith, hope and continue remain steadfast in your thought. What you are still fading in is so huge, so amazing, beginning what God has planned for you. However, remember that this is only knows He is working hard for in heaven. God is watching God in heaven. God is watching God. Amen. Every tear shed is written, number written is declared existence. Understand that a verilid of your day when if you believe that today is the of life at this very moment, receive what God has prepared for your 555 if you are ready and full of hope. Request right unspecial. Request right special. Before finishing, I have one more realized, felt and accepted. Love you immensely and wants you can ask why. You may ask why. Understanding intended especially for beyond the limits of human something extraordinary, something. How as dear brothers and sisters of God, path in the darkest everything seems insurmountable and illuminates our weaknesses, offers a solution when pleasure He reveals His strength in this is what gives Him reacts accordingly, because faith in the power thus personifies faith in the impossible, just one step right around the corner. Solution, your blessing is found. 12:12 If you believe that your miracle is yours, no, you have to do something. Medicine this answer right, Lord, I need this blessing. Thisabs, He hears you saying, I can't put it off. The rhythm of your heart, the intensity of your understands the urgency of your request, always present in times of trouble. Heasure us that God is our refuge and strength. Assure us that God is our refuge and strength, because He is preparing something for you, so that you feel at this moment you are about to start a new chapter in your significant transformation. As if feeling when you are on the threshold. If questions can you determine it, you ask them with you, and your decision is just around moment. Please chat right prayers. This is your faith, or with those who are looking for answers in there may be experiencing difficulties with you in some way. Share this video with others who development. God recognizes this desire within. If this message touched your comments, thank your gratitude to Him now by writing in to God for this. Express your you if you feel grateful avoidance of God's plan for off this spiritual community ice life while staying here under the leadership aspects of your spreads outward affecting Al, which begins inside, and will discover a profound transformation as you develop this relationship with Him. Your spiritual maturation you and is always ready to guide your desire for growth and prayers deep within you. Live us when we set out on a journey to the purity of heaven. What a wonderful transformation awaits, or every step God Himself will guide of obedience when we open our ears. Moment scriptures in prayer in silence and in every teaches it is reflected in the sacred let him who has ears hear his voice. Here only creates space tohiven. God has something to say if wellisten to the whisper name let your heart carefully closer every time you whisper let your connection with God become of life filling your days with divine you to view prayer as the breathy hope that these reflections will inspire. Imagine, dear brother, dear sister, that we can imagine a prayer, the cumulative effect will surpass everything. Thus continue to bring him everything. E climb a bountiful harvest. Right in the comments we will reap weary in doing good, for in due time years however, God reminds us not to may take a character or circumstances. Prayer, some profound changes an answer to always may not see an immediate requires persistent life into something beautiful, but it peace to the spirit with which we doing household chores can turn them into acts of worship. The motivation behind every decision we make comes from our connection. AI equals 418 greater than God's prayer can turn or tension and open. God or an impatient driver can relieve, meaning how dealing with a dissatisfied client is a prayer. The sun becomes eternal offerings when we consider life itself to transform mundane tasks into sacred daily moments and trusts him. The power of everything we do invites him into our surrender, listening to God's guidance in an attitude of your knees, but rather developing constant prayer does not mean constantly being on prayer without ceasing. In 1 Thessalonians chapter n verse 17 action on how to exhort us Apostle Paul. Action on how to exhort us Apostle Paul. Earth our life turns into prayer towards achieving his goals. Honor prayers shift to great advantage his character on deeper levels. Comments as we learn progression of the most high and acknowledge him in will deepen in the geometric focus our connection with God. Sincere humility and character when we learn to pray with above the noise forming your monologue and allow his whisper will risk factors drown out your internal distracting solitude with God, eliminating always need to be intentional about setting aside periods if but a time to truly listen. It may seem counterintuitive to set aside a deeper inner knowledge that comes from God is often just a subtle impression. Views what the voice sounds mind and shape you allow the voice of God to penetrate your prayer. Be speech and dialogue in which your spirit let hearts and guidance into your soul. Be sincere with him less than span greater than whisper heart with the same attention listen foresees for your life. Pour out your allowing imagine all that anxieties but also voice your dreams. Banally admit your shortcomings and need for the godly. Openly sharing the depths of your person. Talk to God openly. Divine rescue. Consider your prayers as a conversation and all this will be added to you. But seek first the kingdom of God and righteousness. Gospel of Matthew chapter 6 verse 33. A list of personal requests to exhort Ush's kingdom and not just present weaknesses. This means to seek first of all pretense, openly admitting your good means approaching him without means having the right position of the heart. Love beloved brothers and sisters. What love? Write in the comments God exists heart if you agree that the Lord exists. Looks at people look at the outward appearance but the Lord does not look at that at what they look at it's, as the 7th verse of our words, but from the attitude of our its power comes not from the eloquence already. Prayer this is not just a ritual but God's plans for you are already. Imagine the power of realizing that gave you a blessing given you express them and he has already creator. He knows your requests yet before and impeccably worldly man. He remains suprametreat him as if he were a perception. Although at times we can act beyond our Earthly Christ, it is very important to remember that God